He was direct, but it worked for me.
And that's how real we're being here. Specialized. They got my Instagram account deleted, my Instagram community that I had going. I've started up a new one, but we had about 10K genuine followers on there. Instagram, social Specialized, come along, just steamroll that community, just drive their bus of copyright bullshit through it and just crush that. All right, so everyone's just like, "Where's Durianrider? I got on Instagram." So this is where I'm coming from, just being totally fucking real. This Specialized bike is good enough. I could be talking shit about Specialized bike. The corporate side of Specialized is fucked. This Specialized bike on this picture here is legit and it's good enough. All right, that's just me being total real. You won't get this level of people with this many subscribers. So appreciate this realness you're getting on social media. Support it, share it, encourage it, reward it, and be the change you want to see. Pay it forward, people. Enough of that.
Whatever he said, I did. To the word. Ferrari was a proponent of less is more. Because we would ask, we're like, oh, I heard somebody's doing this, and I heard somebody's doing that, and should we think about that? He said, Lance, all you need is red cells.
A question here. First of all, here's a picture of a bike. Now, when I'm selling my frames, my Pragma glycogen frames, I ask people, talk to me first. I don't sell bikes to just anyone. That's why I encourage people to have a discussion with me first. Even if they click on my website and buy something, I'll contact them and say, hey, how tall are you? What's your flexibility? What's your riding style? How much do you weigh? What's your history? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm the only person who does that. Like, if you go and buy an S-Works online or whatever online or something from AliExpress or eBay or wherever, like, there's none of that. There's no discussion. It's just like, okay, here's your order, see ya, bye-bye. There's no, like, is this the right size for you, blah, blah, blah. So I'm giving a service that's going to even be better than a local bike shop, or different to a local bike shop, because a bike shop can tune your gears and I can't. But I'm going to talk to you, treat you like a real person and give you real advice. And so we've got a young guy here who's written me. He's 16, he rides a 52 centimetre Roubaix. He says where he lives is all flat. There's a few 10-minute climbs, but not much at all. He's asked me, what about being an aero bike? I do sell an aero bike. It's called the Pragma Power. And it's more for a crit bike. It's for people who love the look of aero bikes. Aero bikes are a gimmick. There's no doubt about it. Aero bikes are absolute bullshit, all right, in terms of like aero gains. All right, if you want aero gains, wear a skin suit and slam your stem, okay? And draft riders and stand the drops. That's aero. The cam tails and all this. This is just 100% marketing bullshit. All right. Well, it's not bullshit because you might save a watt, so technically it's not BS. Or if you're riding a TT at 50k an hour, yeah, then maybe you'll save a few seconds. So it's BS for most of us compared to skin suits or drafting. All right. So anyway, this kid's written to me. And he says, I have a good sprint. I feel like the Roubaix has too much flex at 1,000 watts. I work for my local bike shop, so I can easily stock the frame with full Ultegra or ETAP for a great price. What would you recommend I do? What's the difference between the handling and aggressiveness between the Pragma Glycogen and the current Roubaix I have? I have the stem fully slammed and inverted. And here's the picture we've got here. Let's have a look at this. So we've got the Roubaix, and it's a carbon Roubaix. It looks like an SL4. And it looks like it's a good job. I would say, look at those tyres. Oh, he's got the 4000s on there. It looks like he's got 28 mil. So if you've got 20 mil, I would run 25s if the roads are smooth. If you're doing crits, run 25s. I would, he's got that seat post slam right back there. This bike's good enough, bro. This bike is good enough. If you wanted to make it even more bling, what wheels have got on there? I can't really see that well. I would put a 1500 gram wheels on there. Everything else is fine, man. This bike, you've got it very slammed. Like, it's already very slammed. It's already very slammed. So you're aero enough. This bike's good enough. You give this bike to Chris Froome or Egan Bernal, and they will lap your local crit race without a doubt. This bike is fine, bro. This bike is fine. By getting a Pragma glycogen frame set, you're going to save a couple hundred grams maybe, and that's nothing. So this bike is fine. You're 16. You're probably going to get a bit of a growth sport, potentially maybe. If you do or you don't, but I would say this bike is definitely fined for racing Div 1, without question. Without question. And another question he got was, everyone's telling me the difference between this bike and a System 6 Cannondale is huge, and I'll go from averaging 20 to 22 mile an hour to 23 to 20. That is absolute BS. That's absolute bullshit. All right. If that was true, then every Cannondale rider would be riding the System 6. And how many Cannondale riders have you seen using the System 6 in the last year's Tour de France? Do we see anyone using it? You know, it's heavy as fuck. It's clunky. There's no way that's going to give you an extra 3 miles per hour on the flat at the same watts. That's not going to happen. All right. Anyone who's saying that is either pulling your leg, or is gullible as, or has had too many beers before they start rattling on about the, you know, it's absolute BS. Absolute bullshit. All right. It's absolute bullshit, man. Look at Mario Cipollini and look at the bike he used for winning more Tour de France stages, etc., than anyone. You know, and then we'll maybe got Mark Cavendish. What did he ride? He rode a Tarmac and a giant TCR and a Scott Addict. All right, so, and then eventually he got the Venge, but that was after he had to get all his wins. So the aero bikes are like, it's total fucking bullshit, man. Now, aero bikes look cool, all right? I've got an aero bike. I think it looks hot as fuck. There's no doubt about it. Aero bikes look shit hot. But they're heavy and they're clunky and they're slow to respond. They don't rival climbing bikes like a Pragma Glycogen or, you know, the specialised Tarmac SL4s and all that stuff. You know, like the lightweight stuff. You know, you ask Philip Gilbert what's his favourite bike ever. It's the specialised Tarmac rim brake. Right? Remember that footage where GCN asked Phil Gilbert what's your favourite bike, and he's like, Tarmac rim brake. You know, and he has a choice between Avenge or whatever. He said rim brake Tarmac. And they all have that same feeling, that sub 7 kilo bike. It just feels really good. But you're 16 and having a sub 7 kilo bike, it doesn't really matter too much. What matters is you just have fun. All right? You have fun. And your bike is good enough, man. Your bike is good enough. You got GP 4000 tyres in there. You make sure your gears work well. Your chains lube properly with squirt lube. Clean it with some good cleaning. And keep your chain clean, keep your tyres pumped, and keep your carbs up. All right, that's where the power's going to be in your muscle glycogen. If you go to bed at 8 o'clock, mate, your progression, if you go to bed at 8 p.m. every night, is going to go, it's going to be so much bigger than anything out. The aero frame is total BS. It's marketing bollocks. Marketing bollocks 100%. You know, they're averaging from 20 miles an hour to 23 because of the frame. That's just like, I can't believe people would say that. Yeah, people would spread those Chinese rumors. That's absolute nonsense. Bro, this bike he got here, I would be happy to race that. Div 1, not a worries. I would probably ditch the Cobble Gobbler seat post because I find it's just a bit dead weight, and for racing it's not really needed. Other than that, it's a great bike, and I've got the exact same bike in the S-Works version, and it goes really good. It goes good enough for Div 1, as this bike isn't holding you back. It isn't holding you back. It's going to be, very nice to ride, and I'm not sure what wheels you got in here. I'm not sure what hubs you got. So, maybe you can let me know what hubs you've got on there, and if they're average hubs. If it's wheel sets over 1,500 grams, then you could update the wheel set, Under 1,500 grams for wheel set's really good. Deep dish wheels, total bullshit. Total bullshit. In the crosswinds, you're flailing around. Shallow section rims for the win. 100%. Deep dish stuff's just a joke, especially if it's really, really windy. For sure. If it's really windy, deep dish wheels are just really almost dangerous. They unnecessarily unnerve you in crosswinds, etc. Deep dish wheels. I would never ever buy deep dish wheels ever again, except for Instagram. Right, they look cool for Instagram. That's about it. Anyway, hopefully that helps you. Just being totally real here. I'm missing out on. I lost the bike sale. By being honest right here, but I'd rather be honest and tell people the absolute fucking truth. Just keep my aim going, buy a Super 6 or whatever, and down the track, and learn the hard way or whatever. People do that because people follow their emotions, but 100% this bike's good enough. Aero bikes is a load of bullshit. I've got them, and if I had to do a crit tomorrow for $1 million prize purse, I'm going to take my climbing bike with shallow section rims. I'm 100% going to do that. All right? If I had to go do a time trial up a hill, or if I had to go right across Australia, I'm going to take my climbing bike with TT bars and shallow section wheels. That's what I'm going to do. All right? When every second matters, then a climbing bike is what it's about. And unless you can hold 50k an hour, in the Tour de France level, and you're winning the race by 2 seconds, then yeah, aero bikes, that will help to save 2 seconds over an hour, potentially. But if it's really windy, you can be blown around. So anyway, we're talking about crits here and races, aero bikes, absolute bollocks for that. Absolute bollocks for that. The bike industry is full of bullshit, full of marketing nonsense. You can't trust many people out there on the internet because everyone's in each other's pockets. And I'm just going to keep it real. All right. And if you appreciate realness, give it a thumbs up. If you want the fake hype, give it a thumbs down. We'll see you next video. Specialized Roubaix for the win.